What's up, people? How are you doing? My name is Dani and welcome to the renovation of the Pancake's house. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to bring one of these to the channel so soon. I was planning on publishing an Asylum Challenge episode today, but stuff happened and I couldn't record the episode in time, so speed build it is. Surprisingly, this was a pretty tough renovation. I wasn't expecting it to be so hard since I had so many ideas, but looking back, I guess that was exactly the problem. I had so many ideas that I couldn't make up my mind about what I really wanted for this house, so I just went along with what felt right at the time. Obviously, I started by making the house smaller because that's what I always do with big houses. I really hate to see all those empty spaces in big houses. It freaks me out. I mean, if it's a modern slash minimalistic house, then it would make sense. If you remember, the very first renovation I did here on the channel was like that. The thing is, the Pancake's house is not a modern or minimalistic house at all, so it just doesn't feel right to have all that empty space. So I pushed back the front of the house by one tile, but honestly, I think I could have made it even smaller. The kitchen is still too big, and I did consider making it smaller, but I didn't for two reasons. First, I told myself that he had to be big because, Bob has the MasterChef aspiration, he's in the culinary career, he spends a lot of time in the kitchen, and all that. And the second reason was that I wanted to give Connor his own room on the second floor. Connor is the kid Bob and Eliza had in the save file, by the way. You would know that already if you watched my Breathe Out the Weird challenge, just saying. But so, yeah, I wanted to give Connor his own room, but I ended up not doing it anyway because that would require for me to sacrifice one of the bathrooms, and then I would have to change the whole floor plan for the second floor, and I just didn't feel like doing it. Besides, I like the idea that Connor is a mommy's boy and he sleeps with her because he was brainwashed into thinking that it's perfectly normal to let his mother control his life. Who am I kidding? In truth, I didn't redo the floor plan because I was already frustrated with the front of the house. This one was really off to a bad start, let me tell you that, because you see, the front of the house has a bunch of different columns on top of each other and some of them don't perfectly align. And as the typical perfectionist I am, that drives me insane. Usually, I wouldn't place columns on top of each other. That's stupid because the game lets us stretch the columns. It looks way better, everything perfectly aligns, and it probably saves us some money too. But here's the catch. The game won't let you stretch the columns if they come in direct contact with the foundation, even if it's just the edge of the foundation. So if you have a balcony covered with a roof, for example, the game won't let you stretch the columns all the way from the first floor to the roof. They will get blocked on the foundation that makes the floor of the balcony. I found a way to bypass that by stretching the columns first and then getting the foundation down, but I could do it this time. I mean, I managed to do it on the left side of the house, but I couldn't do it on the right side where there's the dining room bump out. I tried everything, all little tips and tricks I know, but nothing worked. I was so frustrated that I nearly bulldozed the whole house, but then I was just like, you know what, be like that, screw you, and just place two columns on top of each other. It looks ugly as hell, but I mean, at this point, it's not my fault. I really tried, I did my best, okay? Gosh, I'm still thinking about that kitchen. Maybe I should have placed the kitchen island there or something. At least it would solve the empty space problem, but well, now it's too late. Moving on. As you might have noticed, I was building on a budget and I thought that it would be fine because I was not using a lot of expensive things. Well, I mean, I got the most expensive appliances for the kitchen and I used a couple of expensive paintings too. Oh, and the chairs. And some rugs. But still, I thought I would have enough money to spare. I even sold some objects stored into the household inventory, and it still wasn't enough. I got to decorate all the rooms the way I wanted to, except for Eliza's room. In fact, I was so short on money at that point that I had to go and delete a couple things so I would have enough money to at least have one or two decorations in Eliza's room. So if you download this house from the gallery and notice that some objects are missing, well, that is the reason why. I mean, I still managed to get some objects back later because when I went to take screenshots of the house, this weird thing happened. So I was in tab mode and when I got to the living room, I saw a bunch of curtains on the wall near the ceiling that I had not placed. I didn't even use those curtains on the house at all, and I hammered everything down before starting the renovation, so I was very confused. And when I went back to build mode to sell the curtains, they disappeared! I thought it was a weird glitch, so I went back to tab mode, and guess what? The curtains were back. I spent like 5 full minutes trying to figure out why those curtains were there, and that's when I noticed that they only showed up while having the walls of the second floor up. That's when I realized that the curtains were actually attached to the second floor. So I went into build mode again, hammered down the floor on Bob's room, and there they were. I saw them, got back a good chunk of money, and used it to put some more decoration on Eliza's room. I still want to know what those curtains were doing there though. They have to be part of the original build because, again, I did not use those curtains on this house at all, so I'm sure it wasn't a mistake on my part. Seriously, you need to get your shit straight, EA. But, moving on. I have to say I barely touched the landscape. I don't hate the landscape on the Pancake's house, I think it's cute. So I decided to keep it like that. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I could have gotten some extra money by getting some debug bushes to substitute the ones that were already there. But I guess I'm just stupid. Sorry about that. Also, do you want to know another weird thing that happened when I went to take screenshots of the house? So I usually take screenshots in live mode to have better control over the lighting and to avoid that weird white line around the lot that appears in build by even if you toggle the grid off. Anyway, it was nighttime when I switched to live mode, so I decided to play a little with the family while waiting for the sun to rise. The morning light was not so good, so I kept playing a little bit more until it was evening, and that's when Travis Scott showed up. He knocked at the door, and I had Bob go and greet him since they are friends. They went and sat on the living room couch, and Eliza joined them shortly after and started watching television. I guess it was the romance channel because suddenly they all got the flirty mood. And Bob started flirting with Travis right in front of Eliza. Obviously, she got super jealous. She started being mean to Bob and their relationship really went down. I thought they were going to break up right there. I mean, I don't think the Sims can autonomously take that action, but I was ready to push the button as soon as their relationship reached the red. But I guess they made up eventually because their friendship bar disappeared completely, but they never got the red one. Honestly, I was sad. I was having so much fun watching them fight. I was just missing some popcorn to watch the drama unfold. Oh, that was funny. Well, anyway, I think I said everything, so it's time to end this voiceover. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe because I'll be back in a couple days and you don't want to miss a thing. Trust me. See you then.